So bringing you guys all along for a DoorDash ride along on my way to Open Zone. Open Zone, if none of you know, is an area that is outlined by DoorDash and their policies and where they will and will not accept deliveries from. So again, heading out to an open zone that's pretty active. And first I'll go off with some of the, not complaints, but I guess shortcomings of DoorDash as a utility for both drivers and users. My biggest point for DoorDash drivers is communication with DoorDash can be extremely difficult. Not that I'm complaining about the race or ethnicity or anything, but their customer support, and generally you end up with somebody that doesn't have a full grasp of the English language, therefore making it a bit difficult to communicate just very basic points of contentions, or if you have an issue, and relay that in a way that gets to 100% resolution. Usually, and I say usually, there's an amicable agreement that can be made between agent and driver. Another big issue I have is navigation. That's not necessarily a DoorDash issue. It can be spotty at times. It can lead you places that are not even anywhere near your target. So be mindful of that. If you can, get in the habit of pre-checking all your trips. I know you're in a hurry. I was when I first started out, and pre-checking trips and the map can help. Also, the app itself is very fickle. I've had several times. McDonald's has a policy where they go by the order number, not the name. It depends. It varies store to store. I'm not sure what's happening on the DoorDash app side as far as app development and updates. So it may also be software, embedded software. Not really sure. Not really willing to take time and do the development breakdown on their app and see where some of these flaws are. But I think they could do a better job of handling that. My app actually had some of the driver input functions taken out when I was putting a lot of feedback for both customers and restaurants. I'm not sure if that was a tactical part on the DoorDash side or what. Maybe I was making too many observations that they just decided to remove that option from my app because it doesn't seem to be broad scope, or if it is an embedded software feature that might be being played with. You never know. IT is a whole different world. I'm not willing to spend my own time and money to do their work. So let them know if you're having issues like this, if you can, because at the point I can't communicate those issues via the app. That's been removed from my application. Another issue that I have with the DoorDash app and development is the miles given and the payout amount. If there's a original payout amount, start writing those down. I've started writing these down. I've got several incidences where it'll actually promise $18.95 when it's delivered. I'll deliver it and I'll notice it'll be $9. These are all on time and all inclusive with full delivery of product. So there is that. I mean, they're a business. They're not willing to leave money on the table, and if you allow them, they will take money out of your mouth, is what I've noticed. So be mindful of that and make your complaints if you have them. Okay, so that aside, what to watch out for? I do not take on Walmart shoppers anymore. Setting yourself up with a gamble on that one. You can get surprised. Extremely large loads that take a long time to unload and offload. And what that does is that cuts your dollar per mile down below what you need to survive as an independent contractor. Be mindful, as an independent contractor, you are liable for along with that. Let's see. My recommended acceptance is anything that gives you $3 a mile or better. So take your total trip mileage and divide that out. And if you're not getting $3 per mile at the price of gas right now, don't take it. You're gonna lose. That being said, DoorDash users, please be mindful of your DoorDash drivers. Your DoorDash drivers are not there to be subjugated and pay for your deliveries. I know that DoorDash app sets it out, but they are not keeping up to speed regionally with costs of living and fuel costs. So if you are a DoorDash user and stuff's expensive in your area, the same goes for your DoorDash driver, and they do depend on certain amounts of income to be sustainable. If you want to be able to use DoorDash in the future, you might not want to break the bank of your DoorDash drivers, as they are key to getting your products, your medicine, food, groceries. So tip well. DoorDash doesn't cover the basics. You have to actually tip your driver. And as a DoorDash user, be mindful, if you go to a restaurant, if you tip the waitress 10%, you're tipping a waitress maybe $10 to go 5 feet. As a DoorDash driver, when you get a $2 payout on a 20-mile delivery, that's it's not a good practice, and you might not have DoorDash drivers available to you in the future. So DoorDash users, pay your dashers well. If you pay your dasher well and they don't provide what you want, take issue with DoorDash and they will give you a refund. That's how it works. But don't take money off the DoorDasher's table just so you can get your food delivered. If you can't afford it, please don't use DoorDash. So that being said, other tips for DoorDashers: drive safe. Drive your best and drive quick, and do drive safe. It also helps if you are aware of your region and different buildings, so that you might be able to discern navigational always smile, go the extra mile. If a customer tells you that they are sick, maybe write them a good note, anything that you can just add to the experience, that's going to highlight you as a driver. And of course, DoorDash is gaining PR because of that, and that's neither here nor there. But the way you get paid for that is by helping support your other dashers and working together to create a solid team, a peer professional. If you're a weird person or whatever, great. But do keep in mind that there are a certain level of expectations that are upheld by both your customer and your restaurant, and that affects not only those restaurants and other drivers, but your whole team of dashers. If you're wearing a dress to a DoorDash, it feels great to have personality and express yourself, and that's great. But that's not really the goal of a DoorDash driver or DoorDash as a utility in the community. It's to provide a delivery service, and at some point there has to be a give and take between your personal expression and just being mindful of the different mindsets that we work with. And even in my ministry, you have to be really mindful of all the different colors and variations of personalities and individuals that you meet. And you have to make a few concessions, and it'll help the whole team. It also helps bring everybody to the same table and communicate better. That being said, be as professional as you can. I'm wearing a hoodie right now, and it's a bit casual. I could up our game and start wearing a uniform, and that might make me stand out a bit, or I could keep rocking the casual. But to be mindful of these things. These are all things that a business owner has to take in and come to terms with at some point. So that being said, other tips for DoorDash drivers: always be respectful. Communicate with your restaurants. Let them know if there's anything you need. Let your customer know if there are issues with their order. Just call them. Just hit the call button, and don't be afraid to call your delivery direct and speak with them. You'll create new friends, great opportunities. You make a good impression, and that's key. Even as delivery drivers delivering medicine and everything like that, I think as a person, one of the best advantages of being a DoorDash driver is you get to go around and see a lot of people and interact with a lot of people, and those small interactions make big waves in people's lives if you will allow them. And that can be an added bonus to being a DoorDasher. So I'm showing up in my zone here. I don't have two cameras, otherwise I'd let you go on that one. But I'm going to switch over to my app, and we're going to do a few deliveries, and I'll set the next video kind of explaining how applying my own advice in these deliveries works out.